Now at 5:30, a bill that would ban transgender students from choosing which bathroom to use at Kentucky schools has been given another chance. We'll have more in a live report.
Also on WKYT this morning, thousands in the Commonwealth are without water this morning after winter storms damaged pipes and water treatment plants.
And we're looking for cold temperatures outside, but it is going to become slightly better as we work our way through the next couple of days. And then here comes another reinforcing shot of cold air. I'll show you your latest forecast in just a few minutes.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you from WKYT. Let's make the best of this very cold Tuesday. Welcome in. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. I'll take it as long as there's no, issue out on the roads with the snow.
That's true. The sunshine does make you feel better, even though it has been bitterly cold the last couple of days. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris, who is tracking weather. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yep, we're looking outside, seeing that snow down toward the south and the southeast. A lot of that moving on through, and it looks like we're going to continue to see a lot of that push on toward the east and the southeast. Now, a lot of that is going to continue to fall. Light snow as of right now. This will cause some issues. Knox County looks like we're going to continue to see a lot of those issues too. Temperatures are in the single digits. Teens down south. We'll go over the latest forecast coming up to you in just a few minutes.
All right, enjoy your breakfast bar, and we'll see you in just a little bit there, Micah. All right, let's get to the news.
All right, thousands of Kentuckians are without water this morning after winter storms wreaked havoc with pipes and treatment plants.
Winchester is the latest city to be put under a mandatory water conservation order. They're having trouble there. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is live in Winchester with the latest on the shortages. Hillary, good morning.
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. That's right. Officials here issued a mandatory conservation order. They say that came after they had several broken pipes throughout the city that was caused by this cold weather. Now, statewide, 18 counties are experiencing water issues, with more than 40,000 households now without water. Kentucky emergency management officials say Clay, Harlan, and Pike counties were the hardest hit. Emergency management and the transportation cabinet are coordinating delivery of 160,000 gallons of water per day to regional warehouses. The Kentucky National Guard has also been called in to help with water deliveries in Pike and Harlan counties. Now, while most of the problems are being reported out of eastern Kentucky, there are issues popping up in central Kentucky, like here in Winchester, as well as Estill County, where around 2,500 people are waking up without water this morning. County leaders there say a series of issues related to the weather led to that problem. They say a power outage at the water plant, broken water lines, and the fact people have been using too much water to prevent their pipes from freezing caused the shortage.
I'd like for people just to let that water run just at a pencil lead, not a size of a pencil, not a first grader pencil, just the size of a pencil lead. Probably one faucet or one that's on the outside wall that could freeze up.
Now here in Winchester, officials are calling it a phase 2 shortage alert, which triggers that mandatory conservation, and this is in effect until further notice, and you can be fined if you do not comply with that order. Live in Winchester, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Thanks so much, Hillary. Cleanup crews had quite the mess to deal with after a broken water pipe caused hot water to gush out onto a Lexington road. Kentucky American Water says an 8-inch main broke Monday afternoon on North Broadway. No one lost water. However, Kentucky American thinks the pipe had been frozen and probably broke as it started to thaw. Some traffic on North Broadway had to be diverted, but crews got everything back to normal by the end of the day.
Some folks in Richmond are still cleaning up after 2 rounds of winter storms damaged their businesses. Heavy amounts of snow that collected on the roofs of businesses downtown started to melt and cause lots of water damage. One store owner says there was a full inch of water on the floor of her store at one point. Another business owner says he is lucky the damage to his store wasn't worse.
It looked like a swimming pool. They're on top of the roof. So whenever you've got about 13, 14 inches of snow, and then the rain that we had on top of that, caused for a pretty dangerous situation. And fortunately, the roof didn't cave in, but it could have been pretty close.
Store owners say Richmond firefighters helped them clean up the leaks and prevent any further damage.
A reminder, you'll find the complete list of closings and delays with that weather information on WKYT.com. Many counties have canceled school for today or delayed start times. A Knox County family will be planning a funeral today after their 13-year-old son died in a car crash.
Hopper Funeral Home has identified the boy now as Jathan Patterson. Police say he and a 14-year-old friend took off in a car belonging to Jathan's mother. A Barberville police officer later noticed the car driving on Highway 3439 without headlights.
Before the officer could catch back up to that vehicle, the vehicle had left the roadway, struck an embankment, and overturned.
Police say both teenagers were thrown from the car. Jathan died at the scene. Police say the 14-year-old girl with him was injured but should recover. They say they are not sure why Jathan took his mother's car, and they say it happened without her knowing about it.
Scary moments for a person in Lexington after police say they slept through an overnight home invasion. Police tell us the burglary happened between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. at a home on East Maxwell. They say the burglar came in through a back door and stole a laptop, TV, and some cash. The crime wasn't discovered until the victim's roommate came home and found the items missing.
New this morning, Lexington police are looking for two men who robbed a pizza delivery driver. Police tell us just before 10 last night, two men robbed a Papa John's driver in the 300 block of North Martin Luther King. The driver told police that he was trying to drop off an order when the two men came up behind him. One was armed with a handgun. The two men stole the pizzas and some cash. This is the second robbery of a delivery driver in the past few weeks on North MLK, but police say they do not think the two are connected.
Well, a man's recovering from serious injuries at UK Hospital this morning after being hit by a car in Lexington. The crash happened around 6:30 last night on Tates Creek Road near Armstrong Mill. Tates Creek was blocked for several hours as police tried to figure out what happened. They tell us a man was walking down the road when he was hit by an SUV. Some onlookers say they were upset to hear about this, but they weren't surprised.
The speeding that kind of goes on through here and the people just trying to get across quickly, how that can be scary. There's something that's going to happen, a matter of time, and it's sad that it had to happen.
The man's exact condition has not yet been released. Police are interviewing witnesses to determine how many cars were involved and where the crash exactly happened.
The time is 5:37 on WKYT this morning. A controversial bill that would ban transgendered students from choosing which bathroom to use at a Kentucky school has made it a step closer to getting passed.
The Senate Education Committee approved the bill less than a week after failing to pass it. Mark Barber is at the live desk now with the latest developments. Good morning to you, Mark.
Good morning, Rebecca and Bill. The hotly contested transgender bill is getting a second chance. Senate Bill 76 would ban transgender students from using restrooms of their sexual identity. Instead, the bill requires that students use bathrooms that match their biological sex. The controversial bill was filed after Louisville High School decided to let a transgendered student who was born male but identified as female use female locker rooms and restrooms. The bill failed in the Senate Education Committee on Thursday, but the panel revisited the bill last night. Two Republicans who were absent last week were present last night, and the bill passed. Opponents of the bill say it wasn't on the committee's agenda, so the panel voted on it without any prior notice. According to our partners at the Herald Leader, the director of the Fairness Campaign is calling the committee's approval of the bill, quote, ludicrous, willful, and mean-spirited. On the other side of the debate, supporters of the bill say the rights of transgender students are being placed above other students. One student testified before the committee last night that some students have decided not to use a bathroom at school at all because they are not comfortable with using restrooms with transgender students. Senate Bill 76 is expected to be approved by the Republican-led Senate, which will then send it back to the Democratic-controlled House. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
A judge has thrown out the election results of the Magoffin County Judge Executive's race. In November, Charles Doc Hardin won by 28 votes in the race over John Montgomery. But a Magoffin County Circuit judge ruled the results of the election should be thrown out and the seat vacated because of possible vote buying and violation of election rules. The judge did not find any wrongdoing by either candidate. Hardin says he plans to appeal the judge's ruling.
Kentucky U.S. Senator Rand Paul says he is still waiting to make a decision about a possible run for president. He spent time in Florida over the weekend on the home turf of former Florida Governor Jeb Bush and current Senator Marco Rubio. Both men are also considering running for president. Senator Paul tried to drum up support from conservative voters in Florida. He says he could make a decision on whether to run as early as April.
While you may have been enjoying cheap prices at the pump lately, it may not be lasting for very long. Some folks in Lexington also have seen the price at the pump really increase, as you can see there from that shot of this gas station, $2.23. That's what the sign says. We're assuming that this is this morning. Maybe not. I feel like it was down to $2.19.
Oh, yeah?
I feel like on Man O' War. So.
Bouncing around a little bit these days, but the trend slightly upward, it looks like at the moment. All right, some folks in Lexington have gotten a sneak peek at the construction projects that the city has planned in the future. City leaders held a meet and greet session Monday for the Construction Business Connection event, and they talked about a number of projects, including a new 911 center and upgrades to a sewer treatment plant. They say they wanted to be on the same page with people in the construction business.
We decided to bring everybody together to talk about these projects in hopes that they'll be able to develop relationships long-term and start to work together over the years.
City leaders hope to have another meeting this fall.